Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. But my clients are all throughout the United States, literally all from coast to coast and also internationally as well. So I come on here live. I'm on both Facebook and on TikTok. So if I lose you on one, feel free to hop on and join me on one of the other platforms. And our whatever it's called, our handle is Agarwal Immigration. So at Agarwal Immigration, and that's with 1G. Call us if you would like to talk more about your case, but this is really an opportunity for you to ask your questions, those questions that you've been wondering about and that you've been thinking about asking an immigration lawyer. If you just have those one-off questions, this is a great opportunity to ask those questions. So a little bit about me. Again, if you're just joining, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney, and I help clients all throughout the United States, and some of our clients are international also. So go ahead and type your question into the chat. Of course, none of this is privileged or confidential because we have several people joining. But go ahead and type your question into the chat. I will do my best to answer. If you want formal legal advice about your specific case, feel free to call our office to schedule a consultation. That phone number is 703-348-1663. And we are closed at the moment, but we're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to call and leave a voicemail, we will get back to you first thing tomorrow morning. So go ahead and give our office a call and leave a voicemail if you would like to schedule a consultation. A consultation is really something one-on-one, kind of like this, but no one else will be joining us, right? So we can go through your case, we can go through all your options, and figure out the best way to reach your immigration goals, right? So we have people in different situations. We help individuals with student visas. We help other employers sponsor green cards. We help employers sponsor temporary visas like H-1Bs or O visas. We also do humanitarian cases and plenty of family-based green cards. So if we can help you, feel free to call our office, and I would love to help you figure out a way to get papers, to reach your immigration goals, to answer your questions, really. Hi, Ninesh. Hi, Suresh. Hi, Raj. Hi, Sanj. Hi, Roshal. Hi, Amar. Let's see. Hi, Julia. So feel free to type your question in, but I'm going to start talking about some of the cases that we're working on right now. Amar has just typed in a question on TikTok. He says, or I think it's Amar. I applied for my husband a spouse visa. Can a 1099 from unemployment and W-2 both qualify for interview time? I'm not sure your question, Amar. Let's see. You applied for your husband's visa. So, okay. And I'm guessing you're thinking about qualifying for income qualifying, right? So usually if you're using public benefits, so right now the public charge rule is still in place. If that is your only source of income, you may want to get what's called a joint sponsor. There is a table that tells you how much you need to make to sponsor someone. So what is considered acceptable to apply for a green card. So if you make less than that, you do have the option of getting a joint sponsor. So that's somebody else that will vouch for you, essentially, whose income you can use to qualify. So if you think you need a joint sponsor, if you're not sure if you income qualify, you can certainly call our office and we can do an assessment of your income, let you know if you need a joint sponsor, is their income good enough? So we'd be able to work with you guys and figure out a way to help you sponsor your husband's green card. Okay, if you want to call our office for a consultation, it's 703-348-1663. Hi, Satish. All right, great. So while you guys are putting your questions in, I wanted to bring up something that comes up very often in our practice, and that came up actually today on a specific case. Okay, so it's about people who have entered illegally. So a lot of the times we get this question: I've entered illegally. I now have a U.S. citizen child 21 or over, is it possible for me to get my papers without having to leave the United States? So the answer to that is yes. Yes, it is possible for you to apply for and receive your green card without having to leave the United States if you entered illegally and if you have a 21 or over U.S. citizen child. It is possible to apply for your green card, to receive a work permit, to receive travel authorization, all without having to leave the United States. Many lawyers will say you need a waiver, but you may qualify. So call us to see if you qualify. You may qualify to process this green card on your own without even involving your 21-year-old child. It is possible to process that whole thing in the U.S. without having to leave. So from the time that we apply, so if you qualify, from the time that we apply, in about 6 to 8 months, you will get both a work permit and travel authorization. So if you've entered illegally, you likely haven't left and you likely have not been home in a very long time, right? You would get travel authorization, which means that you can leave and visit family while your green card is pending. If you don't have work authorization, you would also receive work authorization. That's 6 to 8 months after we apply. And in 2 to 2.5 years, you would have a green card. So even if you entered illegally, this might be possible. So call our office to schedule a consultation. We help a lot of people in this situation. I worked on a case just like this today. We were successful with one yesterday. So if you or someone you know has a U.S. citizen child, 21 or over, who entered illegally, they may be able to process their full green card right here in the U.S. Call our office for our consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Reshma. Hi, Ajay. Good night. Are you leaving? If you have a question, feel free to put that in there. Hi, Yaksh. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Rohit. Hi, Shobai. Hi, Manjeet. Feel free to type your questions in, or I will go through some of the common ones that are coming up in our office. Ajay says, my wife went back to her home country, and I filed for her since 2019, but no reply yet. What do you think? What do you think I should do? She came on holiday and overstayed for 2 years, and I want her back with me here. That makes complete sense. Of course, you want her back with you here. So if you filed in 2019, you want to make sure that the process is that you're following the correct process. It can be a little bit confusing when somebody is abroad, right? So essentially your question is, it's taking a really long time. What do I do to speed it along? Unfortunately, there's not much you can do to speed the process along. So make sure, number one, that you're following the correct process. So the first thing you do when your spouse is abroad and you're trying to sponsor them, you file what's called an I-130 petition. And that essentially is showing that you are a green card holder or you're a U.S. citizen and you're sponsoring your spouse. So you can qualify to sponsor your spouse. So you're showing your own status and you're also showing that this person is your wife or your husband, the person that's abroad. So that should take about 9 months to get approved. So I'm not sure if that's been approved yet. If it hasn't been approved, maybe they need more evidence. You might want to check in with USCIS to see how that's going. So if that hasn't been approved yet, that's the first thing you need to check on. Once that's approved, everything gets transferred over to this place called the National Visa Center. It's in New Hampshire, and they just collect all of your documents and they ask you to fill out a visa application. So that is the process that can take kind of a longer time. At least in my experience, the website isn't the most user-friendly. It can take a little bit of a longer time. Once everything is submitted, the case then gets transferred to the embassy abroad, and they finish out your case. You will get a visa interview at the embassy abroad, and your wife is going to come in as a green card holder. So if it's 2019 and that first part is still pending, there may be a problem. So you might want to check in on that. If that part is done, the rest of it does actually take a couple of years. If we can help you with it, call us. We're at 703-348-1663. Hi, Angel. Wish says, I'm on my initial OPT right now. and there's a startup company who wants to hire me, but they want me as an individual contractor by filing a 1099 form. The company is not e-verified yet. It is still very new. My question is, can I work for them by filing a 1099 form and under my initial OPT? If yes, how can I apply for STEM OPT? Is that allowed? The company is not yet e-verified, still new. So for people that are unfamiliar with this whole process, so for graduates of U.S. universities, as soon as they graduate, they have about a year that they can work on what's called OPT, optional practical training. So they get a work permit. So Wish, my answer to that initial OPT period, it's not as regulated as H-1Bs or as STEM OPTs. You could probably work for this company as long as it is related to your degree. So that's what you want to show, that it's related to your degree, that you're working for them full-time, at least 20 hours a week for that full initial OPT period, right? So make sure you have your work permit that you applied for and received. Then you should be able to work for them even if it is as an independent contractor. However, for your STEM OPT, they will need to be e-verified. So the company, I would start the process now. They will need to be e-verified. They will need to pay you, and you will need to be an employee. So that's my thought. And then hopefully they'll eventually sponsor you for an H-1B. But let's see. But yeah, initial OPT is a little bit more flexible than STEM OPT, requires a little bit more of you. Ajay is saying, I did file, but I only got back a receipt since then. So then there's probably some kind of delay. It's been over a year, so that's not what we're seeing. So you might want to figure that out. Call them and see what's going on. Okay. Let's see. Hi Yaksh, hi Rohit, hi Manjeet, hi Samantha. Someone says advemi. I don't know what that means. Sorry, guys. All right. Ajay says, is there any way my wife can come back with a visa? So if you have a green card pending, it's hard to come in with a visa. So if you have a green card pending, unfortunately, it's hard to come in with like a tourist visa, because you have to have an intent to leave the country if you have a tourist visa. So if you don't actually leave, or if you have a green card pending, it's hard to show that you have an intent to leave and not overstay. So you can try it. We have been successful in the past by showing, I do have to leave to be able to process my visa completely. So we have been successful in the past with that, but it could be problematic, and we've had some people encounter issues when they try to come in if they have a green card pending. Okay. All right, so I'm going to answer one last question. So this is a question that we get often in our practice. It's for people who ask, I came in on a tourist visa, as you were talking, I came in on a tourist visa, and I overstayed, and now I'm married to a green card holder. So I came in on a tourist visa, I overstayed, and now I'm married to a green card holder. Do I need to wait for my green card holder spouse to become a citizen before I apply for my own green card? So the answer is no. Generally, you do need to be in status to apply for a green card if you're married to a green card holder. However, some people can qualify without having to leave the country to process part of that green card, and they can qualify before their green card holder spouse becomes a U.S. citizen. So that if you might qualify, give our office a call. It's based on marriage issues. It's based on problems between you and your spouse. If you want to call us to see if you might qualify for the self-petition method, which would let you apply for a green card and receive a green card without having to leave the United States, even if you are out of status at the time of application. So call our office and we will see if we can help you. Mr. Beam Gurung says, great information. Thank you. call our office to see if we can help you. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal, and I practice all kinds of immigration law. We only practice immigration. So call us, and I would love to see if we can help you. I would love to schedule a consultation with you. We're doing them by phone or by Zoom, which will be kind of like this. So give us a call, and hopefully we will have some time to chat about your specific case. But for now, have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.